Inner contact with Guru is much more important than an outer contact. There is a saying of Maharishi Ramana, contact with the Guru is necessary, but this means spiritual contact. If the disciple finds the Guru internally, then it does not matter where he goes. What this teaching of Maharishi Ramana means is that we must have an inner soul contact with our Guru. A God-realized Guru's soul, that is their consciousness, has become united and one with God, and is therefore omnipresent. It is present everywhere and does not just reside in the Guru's physical body alone. Since the Guru's consciousness is everywhere, therefore it is also present within our own soul. What's more, a God-realized Guru's mind too has attained oneness with the universal mind. The universal mind too is spread everywhere and is not just restricted to the physical body of the Guru alone. Therefore, instead of focusing on establishing an outer contact with the physical form of the Guru, instead of thinking, oh, I wish I could talk to my Guru, I wish I could see him, I wish I could hear his answers, instead of going exclusively for such an outer relationship, which will anyway be weak because it will certainly break with death, either with our death or with our Guru's death, it would be much better if we focus on establishing an inner spiritual contact with the omnipresent divine consciousness of the Guru. Then no matter where we are, no matter whether our Guru is present in his physical body or not, no matter whether we ourselves are living in our body or have died and now reside in the afterlife, no matter the situation, we will always be connected with our Guru and receive his help and guidance. Such an inner contact is unbreakable. It persists from one lifetime to the next. Let me explain this a little more. Suppose we die and our Guru goes on living in his physical body. Now suppose that we had nurtured only an outer contact with our Guru. So at the point of death, how will the Guru help us transition to the other side? The Guru is in his physical body while we are in our subtle body. So we won't be able to talk to our Guru anymore. Then how will we get his guidance? Because even in the subtle realm, we need the Guru's help and guidance. In fact, as Mother Meera and Sri Aurobindo have explained, immediately after death, most people arrive into the vital region of the subtle world. This region contains good and bad entities. Based on the desires one carries within oneself, the bad entities can attack. Then how will the Guru situated in the physical body hear out our cry for help? He cannot. At that point, only an inner contact with the divine consciousness of our Guru can help, based upon which we can call in his divine protection. We simply have to invoke the name of our divine Guru or of God, and these entities cannot harm us at all. But in difficult situations, we can remember the name of our Guru or of God only when we have established a firm inner contact while living. Only then do we have the habit and the confidence to call in the divine's help. Otherwise, we try to tackle things on the basis of our own limited strength and fail. So establishing a firm inner contact with the God-realized Guru is extremely important. Whether the Guru is in his physical body or not, this fact is not of much importance. Now the question arises, how do we establish an inner contact with our Guru? This actually is not that hard at all. All it requires is diligently applying the teachings of the Guru in our actions. Then we open up our consciousness and establish an inner contact with the Guru. Now I will cover this point in more detail in the next video. In this one, I want to communicate an incident which is documented in the book Autobiography of a Yogi. This incident showcases the miraculous ways in which the divine grace rushes to help sincere devotees, no matter where they are located. Physical separation is not a barrier. The incident centers on the life of Lahiri Mahasaya, the Guru of Sri Yukteswar, who in turn was the Guru of Paramhans Yogananda. Yogananda ji has narrated this incident in his book Autobiography of a Yogi in the chapter The Sacred Mother Kashi Moni. At the time of the incident, Lahiri Mahasaya was living in the city of Banaras. He had a woman disciple named Abhoya who lived in distant Calcutta. So the disciple and the Guru were in separate cities. Abhoya and her husband wanted to visit Lahiri Mahasaya, and so they decided to take a train to Banaras. When the day of departure arrived, the couple, however, got delayed in a traffic jam and could not reach Calcutta station on time. By the time they reached the station, the train had given its whistle and was just starting to move out. Abhoya still had to purchase the train tickets, and so there was no way the couple could even run and catch the train. Silently in her heart, she prayed to her Guru Lahiri Mahasaya, "Gurudev, I cannot suffer the pang of waiting another day to see you. So please intervene and stop the train." Suddenly something odd happened. The train's wheels kept on turning round and round, but the train did not move forward. The engineer and the passengers descended on the platform to view the phenomena. Meanwhile, an English guard suddenly approached the couple and told them, "Quick, give me the money and I shall buy your tickets while you run and board the train." This was unprecedented. An English guard would never offer to help an Indian couple in those days of British-ruled India. As soon as Abhoya and her husband sat in their seats and had received their tickets, the train started moving forward. The engineer and the passengers clambered back on, unable to understand what had caused the train to not move forward. When Abhoya arrived in Banaras and went to Lahiri Mahasaya's home, she silently prostrated at the feet of her beloved Guru, overwhelmed with emotion. "Compose yourself, Abhoya," remarked Lahiri Mahasaya. "How you love to bother me, as if you could not have come here by the next train." So this is the story. Now it certainly represents one extreme of the vast spectrum of ways in which God-realized gurus help their disciples. In our day-to-day life, such extreme interventions may or may not occur. Regardless, we can still experience a God-realized guru helping us in more subtle yet clearly discernible ways. My reason for picking this extreme story is because it beautifully illustrates some important truths we need to imbibe. Firstly, we can see from this incident that the consciousness and the mind of a God-realized guru are really omnipresent. They are not like our localized mind and our localized consciousness. A God-realized guru's mind and consciousness are present everywhere, and so he or she can easily come to know of events in far-off places. Even though Lahiri Mahasaya was physically situated in Banaras and his disciple was in Calcutta, he nevertheless heard her sincere prayers, and he heard them precisely and clearly. His physical body, on the other hand, could not hear Abhoya's silent prayer. So the body has severe limitations. Hence, God-realized gurus do not depend much on it in order to help people. Even after they give up their body, they go on using their mind and consciousness to provide help to devotees. Recall from our earlier video that the mind and consciousness survive the death of the body. The second thing to note is that Lahiri Mahasaya's will had become one with the divine will. Without God's will, not a leaf on earth can move, what to speak of a train. And so when Lahiri Mahasaya willed that the train not move forward, it happened. This is how powerful the willpower of those sages is who have become one with God. The third truth to imbibe is that the consciousness of a God-realized sage is an active consciousness. It is not passive and unresponsive. It goes about arranging situations and events to achieve the outcome it has willed. Some people feel, if I pray, how will God help me? What can He do? Well, this is how He helps. He arranges things and events around us. Here it is needless to say that there is no difference between a God-realized sage and God. They are one and the same. For example, when Lahiri Mahasaya heard Abhoya's prayer, his consciousness inspired the English guard to help out his devotee. Normally, due to British rule in India, the English guard would have not condescended to help an Indian couple, but something inspired him to do so. And finally, it was due to the strong inner contact that Abhoya had established with her Guru, because of which she could formulate her prayer very precisely and communicate it to the omnipresent consciousness of her Guru. If Abhoya had focused only on an external relationship, she would not have been able to pray in this determined way and receive a response. So these are the lessons we must imbibe from this incident. Now in the next video, we will see how we can establish a firm inner contact with a God-realized Guru or even with God. Both are one and the same. Such a contact is not at all hard to establish, but it does take faith, persistence and hard work. Thanks for watching, and we'll meet again in the next video.